into the looky-like business this morning. If your next-door neighbour resembles Elizabeth Taylor, Richard Burton, would love to hear from you. 0845 305 1122. Let's speak now to Max. Max Ryder. Believe it or believe it not, it's a tough life for some. A professional Daniel Craig lookalike. Max, good morning. Welcome to BBC Radio Cumbria.
Good morning, Kevin. Have you been expecting me?
Shaken, not stirred. It must be a very, very tough life for you, looking like Daniel Craig.
Well, someone's got to do it.
It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. When did you first realise, or was it a case of somebody, perhaps a close friend, was it a neighbour, was it a work colleague saying, hey, have you ever noticed you look a lot like Daniel Craig?
Well, as with most lookalikes, it's the people around you, it's your friends and family. They point it out, and first of all, it's a joke. You don't believe it, and then more and more people say it, and yet you have to take it seriously. And in my case, they showed me some other people who were doing it professionally, and I thought, well, if they can do it, so can I.
So you got the blonde hair then?
Yes.
Let's go through the tick list here. We got the blonde hair. Have you got the piercing blue eyes?
Blue eyes.
Yeah. Have you got the chiseled chin?
Yeah, well, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the picture.
Yeah, and have we got the pecs?
Well, I'm working. I have to work hard. I mean, Daniel Craig sets the bar quite high.
Max, can I just say here and now, as I've gone through this tick list, does this ring true with you when I say you can go off people?
Well,
you're ticking all of those boxes. I can only sit here and think, oh, I wish.
It would be much easier being a Roger Moore lookalike, I think, when I just have to work the eyebrow, which I have incorporated into my act.
Did you think that the fact that you've got uncanny looks that are similar to that of Daniel Craig, the current 007, did you ever think this could become a career?
Well, no, I didn't. But when I saw the other people who were doing it, I thought, yeah, I'll have a go. So I built a website and joined a few agencies, and within a couple of weeks, my diary was full, and I've never really looked back. So it's just taken over my life, really. There's not much you can do about it except go with the flow.
There's always a great hoo-ha, isn't there? Big publicity stunt whenever a new 007 is revealed.
That's right.
And I can remember, Daniel Craig being introduced to the press. It was in London, coming in off the Thames on that speedboat. Can you remember just yourself looking at the TV footage thinking, hang on?
No, not at all. At the time, he had long blonde hair, didn't he? So I still couldn't see it at that point. It was only after I saw Casino Royale, when he had the short hair that we all know now, that I thought, well, yeah, maybe it does look a bit like me.
Obviously, when you're in the role of Daniel Craig, if it's a professional function that you're turning up to, obviously you're very, very much in the zone. Do you get a lot of attention from strangers on the street who recognise the similarity and perhaps wander up saying, excuse me, Mr. Craig, I really liked you in the last Bond movie. Has it ever happened to you?
It has. Not very often when they think I actually am Daniel Craig, but I do get a lot of people say, do you realise you look like Daniel Craig every day? And especially coming back from an event in London, when I've got the tuxedo on and an aluminium briefcase, especially on a football day.
I've just been handed to me here from one of my producers, from your website here, a photograph of yourself. You're there in the tux, you've got the gun in hand, and I have to say, even the pout, the Daniel Craig pout, you've got it all.
Well, Daniel Craig's hasn't really got many looks. It's normally the pout, looking quite serious.
Very steel-looking impression coming back at me from this photograph I'm looking at here. Just coming back to those.
Took a whole weekend to perfect.
Well, you've done it very, very well. That is frighteningly close. That is seriously frighteningly close. Just coming back to the point I raised a few moments ago of just being out, going down to your local corner shop. I don't know. You're there. It's you. It's private time, and you're caught out by somebody who looks across and thinks, my goodness, that's Daniel Craig. Have you ever found yourself in a situation, obviously somebody there wanting an autograph, thinking that it's Daniel Craig? Have you ever found yourself in that dilemma thinking, do I just sign it because I don't want to burst the bubble? Or do you always come clean?
Occasionally, if they really do believe I am Daniel Craig, and I think they're absolutely serious. But that doesn't happen very often. So normally it's done with a bit of a smile.
Well, what an incredible resemblance you have to Daniel Craig. Or perhaps I should say, let's be fair about this, what an incredible canny resemblance Daniel Craig has to Max Ryder. Let's get it right, please. Let's get it right. The professional lookalike business, hugely popular nowadays.
It's a big industry, and it earns millions for the UK.
How busy do you get with bookings, and how far afield does your work taken you?
Well, last year I've been to Cairo, south of France, Prague, always in Germany, Belgium, Holland, and all over the UK as well.
And what type of events do you commonly get booked for?
Typically it's corporate events, but I do store openings, product launches, that's from all the Bond sponsors, award ceremonies, PR, bar mitzvahs, modelling, you know. I also work with a stunt team as well. We do a stunt show, stunt action specialists, give them the plug.
I'm surprised you've not heard from Daniel Craig, producers of the Bond movies that he's appeared. I mean, you could be a stunt double. Well, in a second.
I'm in Skyfall, just in one of the scenes. I only have a small part, so to speak. No, they did actually phone me up to audition to be the stunt double, and I'm quite glad I didn't get it after seeing Skyfall. Him hanging off the train going over a bridge.
You don't really want that kind of work, do you? No.
They also phoned me up to be his hands, but I was on a mission that day, so I couldn't do it. So I'll never know what I would have been doing with them.
Have you ever met Daniel Craig?
I did see him on the set of Skyfall, so for 5 days at Pinewood, and quite fortunately, my scene was had most of the cast there, so I got to see Judi Dench, Ralph Fiennes, Naomi Harris, Javier Bardem, Sam Mendes. I even saw the producers, Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli. So
wow.
Quite a good day.
What a passport your looks have provided you with.
Yes, yeah. I mean, luckily I was a Bond fan before all this happened, so I can't really believe my luck. I guess it's every guy's dream to be James Bond. As you say, you get to go to places you wouldn't ordinarily go to, travel the world and stay in five-star hotels, drive Aston Martins, drink martinis.
It's a tough life for some,
isn't it? And of course there's the Bond girls.
Yes, and of course the Bond girls as well. I sit here in a studio with a plastic beaker of water. Get on with it for 3 hours, Fernie, or why don't you? Just going back to you and all over the world, and there you are, a Daniel Craig 007 lookalike. What sort of things do people ask of you at these different events? Because obviously you're very, very much in the zone at this point. Is it just posing for the camera, or do you get questions asked of you?
Typically it's that, but I mean, I have, especially after the Olympics, I get more helicopter entrances. I've also had to emerge from the sea, ridden a motorcycle with a Bond girl on the back at an awards dinner. I've burst through a paper screen, fought villains with my bare hands, driven powerboats up the Thames, you name it.
We've got to be very, very careful. I know we're on thin ice here, but of course Daniel Craig famously emerging from the sea in those blue
trunks,
swimming trunks. Is that a no-go area for you, or have you had to do such a thing?
I have, yeah. Normally I like to have at least 6 months' notice for them.
Down to the gym. There's work to be done. It's been fascinating speaking to you. Well, all I can say is congratulations on the work you've done to date.
Thank you.
Are you concerned that at some point down the line Daniel Craig decides to hang up his 007 role?
Well, I will have to hang up my PPK at some point, I know that. I'll just enjoy it while it lasts.
Enjoy the fun.
Thank you.
Enjoy the journey, enjoy the trip. You're certainly having a great deal of fun. That's Max Ryder. He's a professional Daniel Craig lookalike, the looks of which are so uncanny. It's just, that could be Daniel Craig I'm looking at. If it had been a case of one of the producers walking into me, Steve or Tom saying, oh, a piece of paper for you, oh, by the way, photograph, oh yeah, Daniel Craig, why am I looking at a photograph of 007? That is just how close it is. Max Ryder is a lookalike for Daniel Craig. It's a tough life for some, isn't it? Very, very tough life. Lookalikes this morning here on BBC Radio Cumbria. You ever come across somebody who has that